John's Gold and Silver is the only channel I use to learn about commodities. Thanks, John boy.
No problem, man. Oh, shoot!
Yeah!
Thank you, everyone, for joining me on another classic episode of John's Gold and Silver, the 2620th best channel on investing in stocks, options, currencies, cryptocurrencies, options, penny stocks. So today the Dow was up 115 points to 34,837, and the all-time high is about 35.7. So we're still not far from the all-time high in the Dow. The S&P was up 8 points, the NASDAQ was only down 3. The jobless rate rose to 3.8%, the highest level since February of 2022. So there's some more people that are unemployed. Economy added 187,000 jobs, above what the market expected. They expected 170, but that was this is going to be way revised down, guys. Also, they can manipulate these jobs numbers. We know Joe Biden took credit for all the jobs reports that have been coming out that were positive, and then we actually found out that they lied about those, and they were all extremely revised downward. So we got politicians taking credit for fake numbers. That's typical for the United States. I believe the economy is slowing down, okay? And this could temporarily pressure the markets. We do see some things going up, though, like oil. And some of the stocks have been rebounding slightly. Look at Sound. A bunch of them have been rebounding a little bit here over the past couple of days. But, yeah, I believe the economy is slowing down now, temporarily, and it's going to be, it's really pressuring the consumer, guys. That's the thing. Like, the average consumer is in debt up to their eyeballs. A lot of people are, but not me, because I only have one credit card, and I have set a limit of myself for $1,000 on it. And that's what I would, advise people to do, is just have one card to build their credit. But, but my one buddy that we were going in together on GNS, he took out quite a few credit cards, or a couple of them, and put some money into GNS. He ended up ahead about $45,000. So sometimes it's good to use credit to your advantage. Okay, guys. Typically, you don't want to take on a bunch of credit for stocks, especially penny stocks. But when you know certain information, if you're 100% sure the stock's going to go up, then that's up to you. This isn't for financial advice. I would never say get a loan to get stocks. But yeah, people are really hurting today. Look at the prices at the store. I used to get French fries at the Pixley's, the local grocery store, for like $4 or $3.98, I think. And then they went up to $4. And now if you go there and I try to get some French fries, they're $7.50. And it's insane, guys. The packages are getting smaller. I mean, you guys all know this. Inflation is slowing down because they're raising these interest rates to try to curb the inflation level. And, it's working, obviously. Inflation is lower than it was during the pandemic. But it's ultimately, they're going to lose control of it here because they can't keep raising these rates because it's bringing the economy down, okay? So I do believe we're seeing some negative signs. We're seeing some signs of an economic slowdown approaching, which it should. They're trying to kill the economy. They're trying to hurt the demand. It's pressuring the consumer. So it's terrible with the debt people are in nowadays and trying to pay the rent, their mortgage, and buy food too. It's just getting crazy for people. So it's getting to be so bad, that they're going to lower these rates pretty soon next year. So when they do, the markets are going to take off. The markets are mostly controlled by these rates because that's one of the most powerful tool that the Federal Reserve has, is the ability to raise and lower these interest rates as they desire. So gold was over 1,950 today, but it's settled at up 1940. So gold's waiting for these lower rates to come down. and it's going to happen, guys. Everybody that's invested in the gold and silver market, they all know it, that the interest rates are going to come down. Right now, people are saying, okay, I'll put my savings into, these treasury bond, T-bills, savings bonds and stuff. Because the rate on the 10-year today was 4.17. So it was a little bit higher in the past weeks, but it's just popped up today. And these interest rates could even go, a little bit higher. And it's all going to happen, and it's going to slow the economy down. I would think that it would bring stocks down and oil, everything down. It looks like oil is definitely defying that big time now. At least oil is bouncing back for a temporary rally. But the chart's looking quite bullish. I didn't even get to oil yet, but it's just looking really bullish to me. That's why I just want to get to it. Silver is at $24.16. One of the Patreon members, Ramiro, added some silver to his collection because of me. And I think that he will be greatly rewarded, but that's more of a bit of a long-term thing, but it's a very safe spot to put your money. Some people don't like to call silver an investment. They'll call it or they call gold, a hedge against inflation. But when silver does make this moonshot, guys, you can make a lot of money. Some people are like, oh, don't buy silver. But when I got into silver, first at like $5 in the year 2000, and then I started loading up on silver coins and 10-ounce bars and stuff like that, and silver quarters and half dollars, and then it went to $49, guys, and I held it. And then I sold it when it was coming down. I didn't sell it at the peak. Maybe I sold a little bit at the peak, but not much. Platinum, $961. This is the metal used in catalytic converters. And this is a very undervalued metal. It's going to be, in a high demand in the future, I think. And it's extremely rare. And there could be a run on platinum. There's not a whole lot of platinum available. And platinum, platinum was once, worth more than gold. And now it's worth half. So that just is another indicator that platinum's way undervalued, okay? Yeah, platinum could really take off. So could uranium, but the dollar index is at 104, so the dollar is still quite strong here because of these rates are high. But I do believe that the dollar will suffer, a lot of weakness next year. So that's going to be the time to be, into the gold and silver markets probably. But yeah, you could load up now. I've been telling people, to start adding slowly to their gold and silver and their gold and silver stocks since I started my channel, I think about 8 months ago now. And silver is still about where it was probably. So it's been a good spot to put your money. If you had your money in dollars, look at how the price of everything is still going up. So as I said, inflation is lower, but we still got inflation, guys. Prices are still going up. They went up so much during the pandemic, and they haven't come down at all. People are still hurting, okay? There's a record credit card debt going on. And the housing rates are also, getting close to 8%. So this is really bad for people looking for a home. You're going to be paying a massive amount of interest if you get a 30-year loan over those 30 years. You're going to be paying more than double what the house cost. So oil is all the way up to $86.05. Wow. And yeah, if you look at the oil chart, it looks like it's clearly in a breakout. And there are a lot of reasons oil can keep going if the war intensifies, which I do believe the war will intensify, okay? I don't know how soon, but I think it's starting slowly and it's ramping back up. I was talking to the one guy about that, and yeah, he believes that the war efforts will ramp back up, especially with other countries. I mean, Russia really wants this one area now, and they're going to get it. But the 10-year is, yeah, I already talked about the 10-year. Oil stocks and commodities I like, okay? I'm going to name 4 of the biggest commodities in oil, okay, that are my absolute favorites and I own. And they've been doing quite well since I started my channel. Okay, so Petro Brazil is at $14.50. Since I mentioned it, that is on a high note. It hasn't really been much higher than this since I mentioned it. Plus it pays you out that very big dividend. So I like to buy that one and just keep it. PDBC. That one is moving up real slow and steady. It'd be a good one to sell covered calls on. when you sell, I talk to these experts on the covered calls and stuff, and they say you want to find stocks in this range of $10 to $20 that are moving, flat to a slightly upward bias. Okay, that's what you want to look for when you're selling covered calls. So I think PAA, that's actually the one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. PAA is up 33.19% over the year. So that is my best one I mentioned out of those, and I own, I think, 75 shares of PAA, so it's paying me out a dividend, plus I'm making money on that one. So that one's helping keep me elevated right there. PDBC, yeah, that's the commodities one that pays a dividend, guys. $14.93. That's way down. And I believe that the commodities will spike big time when the rates come down. Like I told you about gold just now, the gold's going to spike and silver's going to spike when the interest rates come down. So PDBC will also increase with the rest of the commodities. So yeah, PDBC is one of my favorites. I want to load up on more of this one, and it's also with PBR, load up on more of that. And also with PAA, I want to load up on all of that, more of that. Eco Petrol, this is going for $11.79. It's up 20% over the past year. So that's one that I have mentioned before, plenty of times. And that one also pays a big dividend. So I think these ones are good to buy and hold for the long run. But also, though, I'm thinking if we do get this slowdown and the negative pressures overcome the positive forces, and it'll bring oil down, then it'd be a good time to exit some of these positions, actually. Ramiro was talking to me about exiting, I think, his position on PBR when it was about 14 bucks. Now it's at 14.50, and I think after hours it's at 14.59. If we think oil's going to take another downturn for temporary, then this could be a good area to sell at. I hate to think about that, but because I'm so bullish on oil in the long term, like next year. But yeah, we're going to see swings in these market, guys. Some of these stocks are good to hold long run, I think. But yeah, if you're still bullish on oil, look at WTI. This is the one that I made the 10 times my money on the options last summer. And I want to get into buy the options on those again. So I'll let you guys know. Well, it could be pretty soon. I gotta evaluate these oil market. See which direction we think they're going. It's all about probabilities, guys. Southwestern Energy, SWN. Got to mention that one since oil's on a tear right now. So, at oil at 86 bucks, guys. I got to talk about this oil stuff. Because you got to jump onto this momentum. That's one simple way to make money. Okay. And then you got to be ready to get out if you're wrong. So certainly you could get in on oil here, but if it's put in a stop loss, well, oil could really rip. It was up to about $130 during the pandemic, and then it came down. So INDO is another oil one. This one will really take off and skyrocket, but it needs oil to make a bigger move. Okay. So I have 175 shares of INDO, and right now it's going for in the $3 range, guys, like $3.90 or something. So it's kind of cheap, and it was up to $45 when oil really spiked. So IMPP is a good oil penny one, and ZNOG is a good oil penny one, but these can go under. So ZNOG, ZNOG, it could go under, but it's a crazy runner if oil spikes first. So we've got the Ford Motor Company is at $12.14. Kind of like Ford, close to these lower levels, guys. Ford's at a lower level right now because they had something about their electric cars are having problems. VFC. This is one my buddy just did the covered calls in this one, and he bought the stock at $19.20 something, and right now it's up to $20.46. This was just recent. And that one pays a dividend, okay? VFC, one of you guys mentioned it, and this thing it's looking good. It's like a apparel, big time apparel clothing company. Rivian is up to $23.31. That one's kind of on a tear right now. Phone just froze up a little bit. Yeah, Rivian's been moving up. The DWAC Trump stock is up to 16.51. The Hawaiian Electric is up over $1 today. That's the one that I said it could be a good buy when it was at 10. I didn't take part in it, guys, but these are some opportunities that arise whenever you see something go wrong. Like it's the Hawaiian Electric Company, guys. It's not doing good over there in Hawaii. They had that huge fire, and this company might be responsible. That's why it dropped from $40 to 10. So you can look for these opportunities. That one was there, but I was too focused on GNS to take advantage of that. That would have been 50% return on the HE. Shoot, guys. Even I miss them. Of course I miss them. We all miss opportunities. I spotted it. I told you guys, and I missed it. Too caught up with GNS. So AMC has been rising up, but it was suffering so bad. So that one moved up on a little pop there. I think I said that could have happened as well. But that's just looking so bad with that Adam Aarons, the CEO. I guess he really was not doing good things for the company. Okay, when your CEO is against you, you don't want to own the stock. Okay. Oh yeah, we saw Bitcoin today. Bitcoin, I think, dropped back down. So we see MARA, Marathon Digital Holdings, down 57 cents to 12 bucks. And Hut 8 Mining is down to $2.37. I'm going to be very bullish on these two, okay? I really am. Look to buy these on days when Bitcoin really dips. There's so many people and so much going to be bullish enthusiasm for the cryptos once they lower these rates, because the cryptos are going to move like gold, like stocks. It's going to depend on when they lower these interest rates, guys. It's coming. I knew it was coming when I first started my channel, but I knew that the rates were going to go higher first, and it's a whole cycle. It's got to come around. Okay, so I believe the MARA and HUT are going to be really good into the future. So I don't own those right now, but I'm looking to actually buy those now maybe pretty soon. I'll let you guys know. So we've got JEPI. This one is the one that Gregory Mannarino is really into. He says he's loading up on it. JP Morgan Equity Premium. It's pays a big dividend, and that's a monthly dividend. So I don't own JEPI, but that would be a good one to own. I don't know if I want to or not. But, that could be good because of the dividend. We've got, what else did I want to mention, guys? The C3AI is at 31.22, so it's not really moving here, guys. And the SOUN is at $2.52, so that's kind of no man's land. Well, it's up, moved up. I'm not really, we're going to see, guys. Those are going to be two potentially big ones, but right now they're just hurting a little bit, pulling back. Blink Charging I really like because I'm bullish on the EVs. So I am looking to buy Blink at some point here. I'll let you guys know when I do. I like MAC. It's Macerich. It's a REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust. It's just one way to diversify. I mention that to you guys sometimes because the price is hanging in here at $11.82 and it's still been paying me this dividend. So I'm making money on it. The XXII, 22nd Century Group. My guys that I talk to that are experts on this, they say that the dynamics have changed. It's not going to really rocket up again. The company is doing really bad right now. They reported that their earnings were bad. They had a couple of bad PRs. That means, if you believe in it, it could be time to buy. I'm very curious about looking more into XXII. Just leave it at that. And then I wanted to mention, LABU. That one's actually moving up here, 33 cents. I have 100 shares of that. That's the biotech leveraged fund. That I always tell you guys. I mentioned the TECL, the SOXL, and the WEBL, and then the this one, which is the biotech, the LABU. And I tell you guys that this one is the only one that I mentioned since the beginning of my channel that didn't go up. Okay, so I'm really bullish on LABU, and I like that it's still the only cheap one. But it's the biotechs. The biotechs are not doing good because they cannot get good loans and stuff. So like I told you guys, when the interest rates come down, I might even want to get some options on the LABU at one time. I wanted to get options on the SOXL before, but I hesitated, okay? You know, I would have made a lot of money on that one, but as investors, you know, you're going to make more mistakes and you're going to miss out on so many opportunities. But overall, you have to just work towards becoming more profitable and learn from these losses when you miss opportunities. If you miss GameStop, you know, if you miss whatever, you got to learn. Okay. Oh, the UVIX is way down. That's like an inverse. It goes down when the volatility rises. Okay, so that means when the stock market drops fast, well, this will actually skyrocket in value. Okay, so it goes up when the markets go down. That's what I mean to say. So, and that's getting real cheap, but those do split. Okay, yeah, it could. But Bed Bath & Beyond has been moving back up, and I told you this is one that I own. It was down to 20 cents, and now it's all the way back up to 26. And that could go back to 40 cents, guys. Could go to 35.40. And then the very long term is it's all about, are they going to save the company? Is Ryan Cohen planning something secretly behind the scenes? There's the one channel that I watch, they study the SEC filings and everything, and they really think that there's something cooking. But I don't have anything definitely that's anything in the SEC filings that leads me to believe that it's 100% guaranteed yet. So, silver metals, $2.58. That's the silver miner that pays a dividend that they're working out of China, and their mining costs are very, very low per ounce. So that's why I like SVM. This thing was up to like 15 bucks before, and I think it could go to 15.20. It's only 258, but this is not going to go that high yet for a little while till the run will begin. You know, it's going to begin. You know, probably next year. Genius Group is down to $1.07. After hours, it's down, and after our success, you know, or after it spiked, and some people sold, some people didn't sell. I don't know. I don't know about that dividend. We're going to see, but I predict now that the stock Genius Group will go down to 20 cents, and I predict that we will be doing a reverse split. The thing for, you know, it's going to reverse split because that's in the SEC filings, guys. That's one of the things. So we know Genius Group is going to be very risky to hold. You know, right now, I'm signing off on GNS right now. I'm signing off. I might mention again in the future. Troika is $1.48. This was the other pump and dump that some of us made a lot of money in. That's the one that I made $4 grand in. Oh yeah, and then in GNS, I made, you know, closer to that 8-9 grand level after all is said and done. And I'll put that screenshot in now of that day, and I only took the one screenshot that, you know, that doesn't show all my gains, but that's just from my one account that I had the GNS in. So I'll do that. I'll put that in right here. And then after showing you that, I just wanted to say that I think that as a team here, we need to work more closely together on the Patreon. And then, so that's what I'm inviting you guys to do, is to join the Patreon, and then we can, you know, this isn't financial advice, but I want to do my best to, you know, encourage you guys and to tell you what I'm going to do for myself. And I wanted to, you know, I put a video out on the options that explained it in a little bit more detail about how I made the most gains with the options, not the stock. And you have to call them and say, I want to do a margin account. Okay, not financial advice. It's up to you if you want to do that, because margin accounts are riskier. You can lose all your money in these options, but I'm inviting you to come over to the Patreon, see that video that I did. It'll explain a little bit to you. I will have, I'm going to try to get a video with my expert. This guy was an expert trader. He was one of the most consistent guys at his firm, and I by chance, you know, met him after his, you know, career was done. I ran into him. I met him. And that's how I learned a whole lot of stuff. So I will try to do a video with him about options and buying covered calls. Because guys, we got to increase our profits. You know, I have to, you have to. We have to get into more safe, secure things that are guaranteed profits too, like the selling covered calls, stuff like that. So please guys, join up with the Patreon. It's only $5. And I'm going to be, this is all I do now, so I'm going to be coming up with some good stuff on there. I'm not kidding. So it's going to take a little bit of work for me, but I'm going to keep on it, and we're going to find the next 10 bagger, okay? Actually, some of my options gave me 20 bag, 25 bag on some of those options. And I explained to you which ones I bought on the Patreon and how we can do this, you know, another time when we find another opportunity. Which options we can get that are, you know, we can get them real cheap and everything and get them. I'll tell you all about it on there. So thank you to all my Patreon supporters and even the people that just simply watch it and like it. You know, I appreciate you guys as well, but I am trying to be extremely serious here with the Patreon. So, and I don't want anyone to miss out on what I say on there, because I do say certain specific things on there regarding these stocks, guys. And I know not everyone saw some of the secret information that I didn't want to make public, okay? It's on there. So thank you, all of you. And we're going to have a lot of good days and weeks and months and years to come, I think. And, you know, I've come a long way. I have had nothing in 2021. I had nothing, negative. Now, you know, I'm up. I have tons of gold, silver. It's all going in a positive direction. And I want you guys to come onto that positive direction with me, because I've learned so much from my past mistakes, and you know, I have so much knowledge now that I gained from the people that I met, and I'm ready to get this stuff, put it into action, and you know, try to just blow up the internet and make something crazy happen with this channel soon. So thanks to everyone.